Hello, everyone, and welcome to our special commentary of EastEnders, a show with the special love triangle story.
Dwibs. Me and Pedro promised we wouldn't get ahead of ourselves after we got burned by it in the last episode.
Oh,
Oh,
remember,
no,
Joe,
no,
but
no,
he
I've read-
himself did so.
I read the description.
Okay, to be fair,
Okay.
Joe, but we promised. He didn't.
Fair point,
So-
fair point, fair point.
Yeah,
It's out of my hands.
So basically, we're gonna watch as Korra and the rest of the residents of Albert Square try and get this love triangle sorted out.
Dweebs,
Alright,
as you can
alright,
tell,
alright.
is not the biggest
The
fan.
usual start before the intro.
Alright then.
Alright.
3, 2, 1, click. And look, I'll say this right now. I've seen plenty of shows that do romance good. Heck, one of my favorite relationships is between Phoenix Wright and Iris.
Here's the
Please
thing.
bring her back,
Sorry.
Capcom.
Also, Dweebs, the fact that you actually know about this stuff is preoccupying.
Also, Dwibs, do you have any idea of a Birch soap that instead of having a love triangle has a love square with 4 people?
Oh
'Cause this
god,
one's
they
kinda-
literally started it with Love is in the Air.
Brookside probably did that.
Hey,
so-
She did?
Hey, excuse me, Mr. Previously on announcer, don't we want to talk about how Korra nearly got assaulted and had her bending almost taken away? No?
Not just that.
Nothing about the
Not-
task
Ah,
force?
fuck. You know, I'm surprised this episode didn't start off with
Oh, and now it's winter.
Oh yeah, so yeah, no need to focus on the non-bender rally. We gotta go back to sports.
Sports!
You know, again, this is already hard to care on its own because it's such a pointless subplot that has nothing to do with anything. But the fact that they don't even explain it, again, why are we even bothering with this thing?
Let me put it like this. In the original Avatar, plot points flowed into each other relatively fine enough. More often than not, they didn't need to
Hold
directly...
on, team huddle time.
Oh, Vess.
Smile.
Alright, the first match of the tournament.
Okay, are you excited too?
Totally.
To my
Yeah,
knowledge, I
remember-
don't think.
Sponsor.
Although actually, no, we did have a soap opera related to sports.
Alright, I guess that they've become a...
Oh, Snuggle.
Ah. On its
Bye, then.
own, I'm not too bugged by this. The problem is, like, well, it feels like such a weird transition. Like, literally, the last episode ended with Korra traumatized, and now it's just sports.
Makes me
no
wonder,
mention
are we
of
sure
it.
this is not, like, out of order?
Nope,
as an
nope,
episode?
nope.
No, it's not. That's exactly the problem, Teo. Allow me to remind you, Teo. According to the book Mask of Sanity, being incredibly devastated and traumatized, and then immediately going back and acting normal like nothing ever happened, that's very common of psychopaths.
Now, to our credit, it's technically been months, like it's winter now, but
Yeah.
again, not
Poor
like,
Red Panda.
again though.
Oh, he's still gonna have a bath.
Oh, okay. Well, it has been months. I don't know, Joe,
Yeah,
but like
it's winter now, I
Well,
guess.
okay, no, okay. There's no means the passage of time, so it makes sense.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I just wish I think we should have focused on at the very least seeing the
No,
aftermath of that
I
night.
agree. I agree that the previously on segment should have at least mentioned that
Yeah,
instead of
I
focusing
agree.
entirely. But I will still not criticizing the format and the tongue-in-cheek. I think it's fine enough.
No,
I'm
no,
fine
that's,
with
that's
that.
fine.
No.
My issue here. Okay. Hold on.
That only really becomes an issue near endgame, like I said.
So yeah,
Anyway.
Bowen has the hots for Korra.
So yeah, they're talking about love, life, and all that. Though Mako has a point. It's not a good idea
Which
to
is
date a
why
team
you're
member.
dating the daughter of your sponsor.
Well, to be fair, if it weren't for her father, if it weren't for him dating her, her father might not have been sponsoring them in the first place.
That panda is so confused.
Instead of this particular scene of Probending that we just got, we could have had a scene of Korra getting used to, getting over her trauma.
Ooh,
and
finally.
experience.
Your children, you should not know about this stuff.
Okay, look. I was more okay with the Avatar episode that focused on romance because that was a free season series. This is a 12-episode miniseries. It kind of feels like a bit of a waste of time, I'm sorry.
No, Janora, not at all like that.
Murder and suicide.
Right.
Because those are the first two things I think of when I think of romance.
Okay, Korra, the word of advice here is that you're older, don't take advice from them.
Don't take
Oh
advice
my
from
gosh, she's going to be a
children.
terrible influence on these children.
No, Shuri, they're being a terrible influence on her,
Right
actually.
now, the children are the ones who are being a terrible influence right now, actually.
Oh, hey, Pema! Yeah, pregnant wife. Okay, let's
Don't worry,
focus on her.
don't worry,
some more.
don't worry, she's not important. She's just there. She's just there
Oh,
to
this bit.
birth another child.
Yep, Tenzin had a girlfriend before her. So you got into the middle of Tenzin's relationship with his girlfriend.
So Tenzin doesn't take a lot of persuasion.
She didn't said that she would have done anything, so it's pretty. It can be implied that she would have gave up if he said no by that point.
But that's enough.
Well-
That's enough of this whole romance shit. It's time for some probending.
Okay.
Sports.
Okay. I'm just going to mention my take on the
Jesus.
whole. I'm
When
just
are we
gonna.
gonna get a EA Sports adaptation video game of probending?
Okay, look.
Now you can unlock Korra for 45,000 macro points.
Goody. Okay, I'll just give my whole stance on the whole getting in the middle of one's relationship or whatnot because you think it's wrong for them. Okay, when a relationship is clearly abusive or clearly one lover is not treating the other right, I can get it when someone does step in and admit their feelings, but doesn't try to do it. A good example is actually the US version of The Office, when Jim clearly has feelings for Pam, but she's engaged to her fiancé who's clearly a jerk. Jim doesn't try to steal Pam, he's ever so nice to her, and Pam herself realizes and breaks it up.
Hold on.
Projectiles, things happening.
Rabberers.
Was that in the UK office as well?
I don't know, I don't really look back to that.
Was that Space Dandy?
I don't know.
My problem, Jova, is that okay? No, actually, that's not what you should do. Like, it's not up to you to decide who if the woman the guy we're in love with is the wrong woman. You're not the one to decide that. If you really love him, let him be happy if he's happy with the woman he is.
Exactly. That's my point. We're saying the officer worked out fine because Jim never really pushed his feelings onto Pam. Okay, maybe that's not how it went down, but remember, we only have Pema's words. We never get to actually see this stuff flashback-wise. From Pema's point of perspective, it sounds like she ended up breaking up Tenzin because she thought, oh, the girl he was with was the wrong girl for him. It's like, dude, can you imagine the kind of psychological stress that could have put on him? He could have felt pressured, for all you know.
Hooray, we won somehow.
Alright, yeah, this.
Well,
Sorry,
the
I
thing that
took your attention
although
away
that-
from the
The thing
sports.
that I noticed is that the winning team gained ground onto the opponent's team, so there may be a component of that.
You're still trying to garner the rules of probending, Tio.
No. For all I know, you're right, but for all I know, you're wrong. I don't know.
Well, who says I can't be the one
Oh,
to crack the code?
Kind of dropped the ball on that one, didn't she?
Oops.
Yeah.
Okay,
So far,
and
so
this...
far, I'm not excited for that. So far, I'm not really all that excited for that live action Avatar show. This is the best that the two creators could come up with.
Hold on, let's not
Nowadays.
get into that. Let's
Yeah.
try to...
Now,
Yeah.
again, going back to this, remember, Korra was taking Pema's advice, and look what happens what happens when she takes Pema's advice. Yeah, this stuff happens.
You know what also means, right? That means that Bolin is gonna get hurt amongst all this.
Oh, but let's not get to that just yet. I mean, Korra wouldn't do that. Okay, I actually do legit like Balloon. Don't get me wrong, he's nothing to write home about, but he's actually a genuinely nice and can be funny guy. Aw, see, just two friends going out for some fun.
I thought you liked the zombie. Why do you care?
Maybe if we saw more of his development with Asami. I mean, I know we technically saw the first episode with them together, but that was just them starting.
I hate all of you.
Again, this is exactly the kind of thing I expect from a soap opera, not an Avatar sequel.
They
Yeah,
met
I can-
like a few days ago.
I could just
When she hit him
hear
with her
these.
bike.
Actually,
just
again,
hit-
Shiro,
Whoa, one
passage
at a
of time,
time.
so
Yeah,
possibly months.
that's a good point, Shiro. They've been dating for months, Azami and Mako by this point, so...
I can just hear
Maybe
the.
that's the thing. Maybe it's not working as we thought.
Oh,
right now.
clearly.
Teo, that would be fine if they showed us that.
I
Yeah.
can just hear the EastEnders drum beats going on right about now.
Korra.
What? Menacing.
Oh, goody, the Draco
Let me
Malfoy.
guess, she's gonna make him trip.
This will be our Draco Malfoy of the show.
I can
Boy.
tell by the hair. Not the same color, but
Whose voice by?
Mm.
Be funny as hell if it were Tom Pelton.
Dear, I'll check.
By the way, my role is entirely one-dimensional, so please allow
Basically-
me to mock you.
Well, let me go down the
Personal
list. Let's
space,
see.
dude.
Let's see. This guy is rich. He's a scumbag. He is clearly terrible, and he has rich
You
family.
shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, that's a thing. Don't hit him. You're out of the tournament. if you do. I mean, it's an incredibly punchable face.
Doggo!
Okay, that was funny.
oh, he just
Yeah,
wants to say
get the-
hello.
The dog just wanted to play.
Okay. I'll give it this. That guy's such a dick. Like, okay, he wants her to hit him because he knows that that'll get her team
Oh,
disqualified.
get the doggo out of the restaurant.
Please.
Yeah, but there's
Well,
a.
actually, Shiro, technically he's not in the restaurant. Technically.
Jesus.
I guess.
Ah, she's a dude, bro.
That's nice bonding.
Ah,
and the
look at
burping
that.
contest begins.
Bo-
And
Wow.
with the subtitles.
Bonding over burping.
Are we in a Shrek movie now?
Meanwhile, all the other
Fell.
patrons are like, ugh.
To be fair, considering the show tries to be very animation, maybe it's referring to the actual Japanese table manner where burping is allowed and actually appreciated or
Okay.
something.
Now I'll say this. I actually did like the interactions that Korra and Bolin has. I thought, it actually could be interesting.
You are a terrible liar, Korra.
And we'll be right
Oh,
back from
no.
Coronation Street in half an hour.
Oh, no, listen here. I want you guys to listen to this.
Oh god.
Well, you're...
Well,
Actually,
Mako
she's just
said it.
teasing him to confess.
I
That
know that.
Well, we know he's lying because.
Well, that's the thing. I remember you mentioning the specific phrase, Pedro, and I got the feeling you were mentioning that it was her being bragging about herself. But no, it's a completely
Okay,
different context.
Tio. Just wait till later. You'll see what Pedro's actually on about.
Also, I forgot to ask, who's voicing this guy who's also doing the previously on segment? Because it sounds familiar.
Let me check. If I recall correctly,
It's not Tom Kenny.
I think he's the same guy who voices Merlin in the Disney Magic Kingdoms game. Let's see.
Get it? Because the team it doesn't work together. The sports reflect that.
You
Their
could cut through the
relationship-
trench with a
man.
chainsaw.
Their relationship is literally affecting their playing skills.
Which-
Oh, whoa.
I don't know.
It's
Hello and welcome to Avatar School Musical.
okay. I'll put things into perspective. I liked the last episode, and I thought, wow, things are getting somewhere. Then this episode came along. It combines Probending, which I wasn't really too much a fan about, and the love triangle, which
Again, the
I don't like.
Probending subplot is just pointless and it's just a waste of our time in a season that is already rushed because it only has 12 episodes. Why are we wasting our time with this?
I
Isn't
mean,
there's so much more interesting stuff we could be
Really,
doing.
they have this kind of thing where they win a tie with a coin toss.
I don't know,
They
Tio.
could
I
just
don't
play through
know.
one more point, you
No,
know?
that's
Teo, I don't know.
No, that's the thing. It reminds me so much of that movie Rat Race, when a referee character actually got all of shit working for him because he decided with a coin
And
toss.
there's
Okay, okay,
one-on-one
so-
matches. Okay.
Okay. So is this just the opponent? Okay, so is this just sumo now? So
I
it's sumo wrestling now.
it's
I
one-on-one.
guess really the first one who exits the ring is a loser. There you go.
That's the only rule that's, like,
Allow me
consistent.
to remind you that in her first match, Korra fell from the ring and then came back to continue the match. So clearly, it's not falling off the ring. So what is it?
Hold
What
on,
is
hold
it?
on, hold on. Unless it was in between match 1 and 2, which they specified before in this episode, very divided
boy.
in sets.
Here we go.
I'll just say this, Teo. If the
Wait,
fact that
hold
we
on.
have to be discussing and trying to figure this out is in itself a bad thing. But go
Yeah,
on.
that's a good point. Let him explain.
Get over yourself, bitch.
You know, when Qatar said she was confused, Aang was clearly doing it in about desperation, but at least Qatar wasn't stuck between whether or not she liked two other people. Oh yeah!
Oh boy.
Not just that. You know, if it was a man if it was Mako doing it, that'd be considered sexual harassment. Just
And
saying.
poor Bolin. Like, seriously, Bolin is like the innocent party that just gets hurt in all this. Yes! Yes, he is blaming you, Korra.
Yeah, great. You upset the most likable guy out of you, Bree.
Again,
Yeah.
this is all because Korra took Pema's advice. Now, I know you
This
can...
is the kind of shit you'd see in after school high school specials. Seriously?
I'm
We're
go-
doing this?
And let me put it like...
The panda ate everything.
Let me put it like this. This is where the fanbase started to have problems with Korra as a character. Like, okay, her being brash, rude, and whatnot, okay, she was cooped up. But how she acts in this episode is massively unlikable.
Not just that. Like I said, Jova, what she just did because it's considered sexual harassment. If a man did that, it would be an outcry. So as far as I'm concerned, women can do it either.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, when Aang did it, that was already uncomfortable enough, but that was about where he and Katara kind of already... Hold on, let me finish. I'm not saying it's as bad, because for one thing, he was a preteen kid. He had no idea what he was doing.
Literally.
And secondly,
Aw.
that was cute.
For me, when it comes to Katara and Aang, I've always interpreted that as just they're two pre-teens, or at the very least very early teens, who are just discovering their feelings. So
Yeah.
that's much more excusable. That's not at all a comparison.
I know. I'm just bringing it up for anyone who may compare. But yeah, like you said, for one thing, they were preteens. They were more into that. And also, like I said, Katara was never in a relationship with anyone else at the point. I think Aang would have the decency to not go on to her like that if she was really in love with someone else. The teasing of Zutara aside.
Let me guess, the team now completely sucks because of this.
Yep.
Obviously.
Oh, by the way, it's probably a good time to mention, you know the reason why Korra and Mako are getting shipped? Because of the stupid fan outcry for Zutara. So they thought, hey, let's give them Zutara by pairing a firebender and a waterbender together.
Never mind the fact that the characters have no
Charming.
chemistry. Never mind the fact that.
Okay, I like this announcer guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, the
Again,
announcer
if
guy
you-
is
if
played
you
by...
find, yeah. if I
Never mind the
voice-
fact that Korra and Mako have no chemistry whatsoever.
Let's see, he's played by... Jason Harris.
I think I heard that name before. I'll check.
Oh, so now wait.
I
so-
still don't get
Like I,
this
sa-
sport.
like I said, Pedro, the game resets after the defeat of one of the teams. So
That's the thing, Tio. It contradicts the rules established in the first episode involving
no, that's
Probending.
just like what I
Wait,
said.
there were rules
Korra-
established.
Korra get back on the ring when the second set started.
Is it?
It's hard to tell. It's...
Honestly,
Wait, whoa. Unnecessary roughness? Where's this coming from?
Unnecessary roughness? But I thought the whole point of the sport was to beat the
Yellow
shit out of the
fan.
others.
A yellow fan.
Okay.
Okay.
Taylor, explain this to me then. At this point, up until this point, it's always been about beating the shit out of the other team with bending and discs. So why is it now that Korra's being penalized by unnecessary roughness?
The direction, but the way she was treating, because instead of just trying to push it out of the ring, she was just fucking with it.
Except for the fact that the team did that in episode 2 as well.
This wouldn't be a problem if they fucking explained these rules to us.
And I'm sorry, I mean, at this point, some rules contradict other rules established at this point. Like, again, the one-on-one rule. Also, you're telling me that roughness doesn't include actually shattering like they did there?
And even then, like I said,
and that's not roughness? You know, he literally got a zinger to the shoulder which could have broken his shoulder? That's not unnecessary roughness!
I don't get this thing. And like I said, this entire subplot of the tournament is completely pointless. Why? It has nothing to do with the story. Why are we focusing on this?
Because it takes up about a third of the story.
Yeah, because it's not like we were being rushed with 12 episodes or anything. Now we can afford filler, can't we? Ugh.
I'm not even gonna bring up the fact that we pretty much have forgotten all about Korra's airbending training at this point. Like, I don't even care. Well, actually, I do.
Shira, you haven't said much. What are you talking all this?
Well, I was about to. Sorry.
Go on.
I don't get the point of the discs because but
it's for
like it's been
earthbending.
established that all the teams all the
Any
members of
bending
a team
count
need
as
to
long
be
as you
thrown
need for a
off or at least
projectile, yeah.
thrown past the line. So what's the point in the
Oh, there's
projectiles?
also a time limit.
Oh, the discs
Couldn't they just bend without them? I mean, bending's already pretty powerful as it is.
She just did it, apparently.
Basically, Shiroi, the discs are strictly for earthbenders to use as projectiles. That's all.
Also,
okay, that makes more sense.
Also, woo, Korra saved the day and the brothers apologize to each other. So, Bolin, you're not gonna chew out Korra for pretty much just using you?
So yeah, I guess Bolin getting his heart broken wasn't that big a deal, I guess. Whatever.
and that, ladies and gentlemen, was Coach Korra.
I'm guessing that's
Aw, we can still be friends.
No. It's like a.
Oh, it's you again.
Again, there aren't that many football soap operas in the world. Never mind in the UK.
So
that was lame, dude.
So they're going to actually be something else than just a cartoonish stereotype.
Well, at least the Dushima prick.
Dushima prick.
Well, that's basically what he is, Shiroi.
That actually, yeah, I think that actually was Tom Kenny. He channeled SpongeBob for a bit.
Dude, wait, the guy playing, what's his name?
Oh, this game has hat tricks?
I guess they do. Welcome to the Avatar equivalent of soccer.
Football.
Whatever, Dwebs. This thing doesn't even use.
Korra,
anyway.
you're a waterbender. You should be able to do that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
There you are.
Well, if it gives it an excuse to use waterbending, I'm fine with it.
Here's the thing. Korra's not as good with the healing section because, that involves being calm. Again, like Pedro mentioned earlier, wouldn't it have been interesting if Korra was a waterbending avatar who sucked at waterbending? I mean, she kind of does in scenes like this, though that's forgotten later on. The Wolf Bats won.
What a surprise. So Zonobi, but he doesn't even need to cover his hair.
Hold on. Let me check something.
One of them got injured.
So, everybody,
Okay.
will Korra and her friends be able to win the incredibly important Probending tournament that totally is important and definitely does not fill time for no purpose?
That's right,
So,
the finale of the Probending tournament, which is
As long
ever
as
so
that
important.
means we can get that out of the way faster, sure.
Remember, Tio, with that, we're at the halfway point of this season.
Well, no, but I mean the sports subplot.
You'll see.
That's the thing, too. Even after we do that, there's still more after that. That's the problem.
You'll see.
We just ditched the entire plot, the actual plot for this. Like, right after the last episode,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
okay.
allow me to remind everybody. The plot of the show was supposedly Korra trying to learn how to airbend so she can be the great avatar that the world needs her to be, while at the same time trying to deal with the whole revolution Muggle power thingy, as Taro calls it, and at the same time try to cope with the fact that for the first time in her life she feels fear. So what does this episode do? It completely abandons all of that, so we can have Probending and a stupid love square. Because remember, Azami's in there too. A stupid love square that has no business being here. It's stupid. It has, and just overall was pointless because again, nothing came of this. And
Again,
and now the love triangle will, even though Bowen is now out of the square, this is going to become a love triangle between Azami, Korra, and Mako. So basically, this episode was an entire waste of our time. Brilliant job, Brian and Mike. Brilliant job.
Hold on. It feels, like I said, it feels like it's out of order where it should have been
No, it's
before.
not.
Tia, okay.
Hold on,
No,
hold on,
I know what
guys.
he means.
Jesus, fuck. No, I'm saying that in a sense, but yes, I know that this is how it was programmed, but I wonder if it was originally intended to not be in this particular order.
Nope.
If the storyboard was just structured like this was supposed to happen before the WAM event.
I'm gonna say this right now, Tio. The next episode completely negates that claim, and also we kind of have confirmation that no. Okay, let me put it like this, Tio. While they did have to cut down on some stuff, essentially this is a serialized show. One where every episode is supposed to, the keyword being supposed to, flow into one another, because the next episode is pretty much connected to this, and let's just say the next episode is a turning point that clearly shows that this stuff was planned.
Mr. Jova, I have a question.
Yes, Mr. Duarte?
If they needed to cut some things, why didn't they cut the pointless Probending?
Maybe actually that's the thing. What they cut was even worse.
Either that, or it's because they wanted to focus on that relationship because,
My
hey, we
God.
gotta give the Zutara fans what they
I
want.
mean, you don't seem to have an opinion anyway. Why would that surprise you?
Let me put it like this, Dio. It's quite clear that the main reason they kept it in was because they wanted to fulfill what the Zutara fans wanted. Because, let me put it like this, Probending is really just a springboard for Mako and Korra's relationship, and that becomes really apparent with Book 2, ain't that right, Pedro?
We'll see. We'll get to it.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the end of Coronation Street. I hope you enjoyed it. And tune in next time.
Oh god, he's right.
Actually, Shiro, I can already tell what your feelings are. I'm referencing that soap opera. Shiro, what are your thoughts on all this?
Again, we stopped the plot for this.
Yeah.
How?
I personally would say that aside from that moment with the kiss, which, yeah, that's just kind of worms on its own.
Yeah.
I would say that I don't care about this episode, but I don't think that taken in itself it may be that bad. The problem in general is the timing, because that's why it doesn't work.
I've got bad
But
I will
news.
say I liked some of
But
the
honestly,
jokes in there. They
I
actually got a laugh out
don't
of
think.
me.
But I don't think is that detrimental either. If it wasn't for the kiss scene, I was willing to be passing on when Korra said, "Oh, it's because you like me?" Because again, teenagers, hormones and stuff. But the kiss, well, yeah, it's clear that she took the initiative there.
I got bad news for you, too. There's more stupid romantic moments like that in this series.
I'll be the judge of that, like as usual.
Okay.
Same.
Same for okay. See you for the next episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.